ऐसे ही बोला कि हम लोग सब कुछ छोड़ेंगे भगवान की।
Today, Lamara started explaining this kirtan, Nitai for the Kamala, Koti Chandra, Shushita. That how moon is so soothing, that it is distributing nectar. Whoever comes in contact, he is able to feel that soothingness. So this is what Srila Maharaj was mentioning, that in this kirtan what has been mentioned, that Nitai Pada Kamala Koti Chandra Shushitala. The lotus feet of Lord Nityananda is soothing like 100,000 of moons all together. What happens by that? Echayai Jagat Judai. When one attains that, then all kind of suffering goes away. Jagat Judai means in this material world there are three kind of sufferings. There are three kind of sufferings. What is that? Adhyatmic, Adibhautik and Adidaivik. All this suffering goes away by receiving that mercy. Then after that, Srila Maharaj mentioned Nitai Karuna Habe Braje Radha Krishna Pave. It has been mentioned by Srila Narottam Das Thakur that when one attains the mercy of Lord Nityananda, then he is able to enter into Braj. Braje Radha Krishna Pave, and he can attain the lotus feet of Shri Radha and Krishna. In this regard, he mentioned that even though we hear that Vrindavan is a place where Shri Radha and Krishna they reside, and unless and until one gets permission to enter into it from Vrinda Devi, he cannot enter into that realm. So, how to understand that? Here Narottam Das Thakur is mentioning about Nityananda Prabhu, and in Vrinda Ashtakam it has been mentioned that this service of Vrindavan is been awarded to Vrinda Devi by Srimati Radhika. Datta Dikare Vrishbhanu Putra means Srimati Radhika herself, she has given this adhikar, this qualification, right to Vrinda Devi, that to whomsoever she want, she can allow. If not, that's up to her. So in this way, it has been mentioned about Vrinda Devi, and on the other side, Narottam Das Thakur mentioning like this, Nitai Karuna Have. So how to understand it? Srila Maharaj was mentioning that in one another kirtan, Narottam Das Thakur is mentioning that आर कबे निताई चांदेर करुणा होइबे संसार वासना मोर कबे तुच्छ हवे. Ar kabe nitai chandir karuna hoibe. When that day will come, when Nityanand Prabhu will become really merciful to me. And by the effect of that, what will happen? Samsar vasana mor kabe tuchha habe. The desires to enjoy anything of this material world will come to end. Samsara vasana mor kabe tuchha habe. I will consider all those things, all these things of material world as tuchha, means completely abnormal, having no value. Unless and until that stage come, how it is even possible that one will be hankering to enter into Braj, where everything is transcendental, where one does not hanker for one's own sense enjoyment, even little bit at all. How it is possible? Unless and until Nityananda Prabhu's mercy is there. We are in such a position that we are having attachment for all the temporary things of this world. Unless and until we become the recipient of Lord Nityananda Prabhu's mercy, it is not possible that we can never ever desire even for anything transcendental. Then Srila Maharaj was mentioning Nityananda Prabhu as Baldev. He is having in one of his hand he is having plough, and in another hand he is having musal. I am not sure what is the English word for musal. Club? No. Club. So he is having these two things in his hands. With one hand, what he does with plough, karshan, means he is attracting, and like in the field, what they do with the plough, uprooting those things which are having no value at all, and making the field, preparing it in such a way that it can become fertile. And on the other hand, musal, what is being done with the musal, the farmers, they are having this club in their hand for those kind of rocks or big lumps of earth which is very difficult to break. They break it with that. So in the same way, Lord Nityananda, what he does, that with one hand he is making our heart, preparing it in such a way that when Bhakti Lata Bij, the seed for Bhakti Lata is being given, it can easily become fertile. And on the other side, whatever kind of anarthas are there, very difficult to remove from the heart, he can crush them and very easily remove them. Then Srila Maharaj started mentioning that Nityananda Prabhu is such a merciful personality that he does not exclude anybody. He gives mercy to anybody and everybody, somehow or other. Like he was even always thinking to bless thieves. So, to give them mercy, what he did, he himself decorated with so many ornaments to attract them, so that somehow or other they can become attracted to me. He attracted them through his ornaments. And then finally, when these people they approached, came together, so many people they came together, so many thieves got together and wanted to steal those ornaments. The very first day, what they saw, by the power, potency, opulence of Lord Nityananda, they saw that Nityananda Prabhu is surrounded by so many devotees who are performing kirtan. Nityananda Prabhu sitting in between, and all these devotees circulating, doing parikrama. By seeing this, these dacoits, they understood, thieves, that today we will not get chance. It is not possible to rob today. Anyway, they tried next day, and next day they saw that there were some people who were guarding on the door. They were unable to again get success. Then what happened? Some other time, when they were coming to do this act, what had happened that they fall down into a well and in the drain, and their eyes were been gone. They became blind. They were remembering again and again Lord Nityananda, that who is that personality. First we saw him with all the devotees. We saw his ornaments, his beautiful form, remembering him again and again and again. Became absorbed. And then finally what had happened? That in this way they attained the mercy of Lord Nityananda. So Srila Maharaj was mentioning that somehow or other, what happens that if somebody remembers the lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu, he becomes merciful to them. Je aage padai tare karai nistar. Whoever comes on the way and falls in his lotus feet, he becomes merciful to them. Uttam adam kichu na kare vichar. He does not consider, having any consideration that who is superior and who is inferior, who is qualified to attain mercy and who is not qualified to attain mercy. He becomes merciful to everybody. Then Maharaj was mentioning Vishay Vasana Kabe Tuchha Habe. What is the meaning of Vishay? Vishay means the objects for sense enjoyment. But in detail, it means Shabd, Sparsh, Roop, Ras and Gandh. We are having 5 senses and all the senses are having their objects. So all these things are known as Vishayas. We are always having desire to see good things with our eyes, to hear good things with our ears, to always taste delicious food with our tongue. So all these desires completely goes away from the heart when one attains the mercy of Lord Nityananda. And then and only then his heart becomes pure. Then and only then he gets qualification to see Vrindavan, to visit Vrindavan. Otherwise it is not possible. Srila Maharaj was mentioning that just by residing in Vrindavan, it is not possible that one can have darshan of Vrindavan. On the other hand, there may be people, those who are not living in Vrindavan, never came to Vrindavan physically even, but they are always having darshan of Vrindavan, and they are known as Brajavasis. Like Srila Maharaj gives an example of Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami. He never came to Braj physically, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned about him, Ei Swarup Damodar hai Shuddha Brajavasi. This Swarup Damodar is really Brajavasi. Shuddha means pure, Brajavasi. On the other hand, there may be people who are living in Vrindavan, but if they are just residing there physically, their consciousness is not there, their mind is not there, then their Brajavas is not really called Brajavas. When one is able to make any benefit of residing in Braj, when he is been blessed by Nityananda Prabhu, then and only then. Otherwise, one may visit Vrindavan, one will not be able to touch it. Why? Because that dham is been covered by Maya. We can go over there, but what we can see? We cannot see real Vrindavan. We can see only that Vrindavan which is the covering of Maya. what we are in need for. We are looking for Prema Bhakti. That is our ultimate goal. And how one can attain that? Related to this kirtan, that Nitay Karuna Have, Braje Radha Krishna Pave. Srila Maharaj mentions first what will happen in the form of Nityanand Prabhu. When Baldev Prabhu becomes merciful, then all kind of desires for sense enjoyment goes away. One comes out from this material world, and then when a person is qualified to enter into Braj, then Nityanand Prabhu, he manifests himself as Ananga Manjari and then becomes merciful. In this way, he gives them entrance into Braj. Then Srila Maharaj started mentioning.
Sorry, can you say that a bit again?
I don't follow what you're saying.
Did you say the last? I didn't.
You did not hear. Can you repeat? Can you repeat?
When one becomes free from all material desires, getting the mercy of Nityananda, then he manifests himself as an Angamanjari.
First, as Nityananda Prabhu, he gives mercy. And by the effect of that, what happens? One is qualified to come out from the desires of samsara. And then, when one is in such a platform, at that time Nityananda Prabhu manifests himself as Ananga Manjari to give them entrance into Braj. Unless and until, because in that kirtan, it has been mentioned, Nitay Karuna no. Kabe Nitai Chandar Karuna hoibe samsar vasanamor kabe tuchcha habe. After that, it has been mentioned that Vishay Chadiya kabe shuddha habe man kabe am heravo Shri Vrindavan. So, when one can see Vrindavan, first all desires for samsar will go away from the heart, which is possible by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, and then he will be able to see Vrindavan, how that same Nityananda Prabhu will manifest himself as Ananga Manjari and gives entrance into Braj. After that, Srila Maharaj started explaining next kirtan, Akarodh Paramanand Nityananda Rai. Akarodh means a personality who is having no anger at all. At this point, Srila Maharaj started mentioning what is the cause of krodh, anger. He mentioned the verse from Bhagavad Gita, which explains that when one's desires are not fulfilled, then what happens? He becomes angry. So the cause of anger is unfulfillment of one's desires. But Nityananda Prabhu, he is complete in himself. He is always blissful. So where is the chance that he will become angry to somebody? That's why he is known as Akarodh, Paramananda. He is always having bliss. He is full of bliss. He is having no desire at all to attain pratishtha, name, fame, desire, anything like that. He does not have at all. Abhiman Shunya Nitai. He does not have any pride at all that I am superior, I am such and such person. He is having nothing like that. And then, after that it is mentioned Patita Adam. He is Akarodh Paramananda Nityananda Rai, Abhiman Shunya Nitai, Nagare Vedai. Adam Patit Jiver Dware Dware Giya. Even though he is such a great personality, but still he is having his nature that even though he is having nothing to do with anybody else, but still he goes to them to deliver them. Adham Patita Jivir Dware Dware Giya. He goes from door to door. And why he is going? There is not that he has to ask anything for himself. He is going over there to bless them. Adham Patita Jivir Dware Dware Giya. Harinam Mahamantra then Vilaiya. He is giving them that kind of thing which is even impossible, next to impossible for Brahma to attain. So in this way, Srila Maharaj was mentioning that in one pastime which has been mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam, that how Shivananda Sen, he was taking so many devotees from Navadvip to Jagannath Puri for the darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And on the way, what had happened? One day, because Shivananda Sen, he was serving all the devotees in every respect. One day, there was a dog who was traveling with them in the party. That dog was lost. And Shivananda Sen, along with so many of other of his servants, they were looking for the dog even, because they were trying to serve him also, because he was willing to come to Jagannath Puri. So they were looking for him, and this act of him what made him late. Other side, Nityanand Prabhu and so many other devotees, they were waiting that when Shivananda Sen will come, he will give us a proper place to stay wherever we have to stay. So they were waiting. And meanwhile, Nityanand Prabhu became very angry. He started cursing Shivananda Sen that, oh, such a person, he has given invitation himself. He promised that he will do everything at proper time. But now on the way, what kind of behavior he is showing? He is not taking care of us. So by this, what had happened? That he became angry and he cursed. He started cursing that, oh, I give curse that 3 sons of Shivananda Sen can die. His wife, Shivananda Sen's wife, she was hearing and she was shivering and thinking in her mind that, oh, what kind of danger we are in now. He is cursing us. This is the result of our services. This kind of thought was coming in her mind. There was one nephew of Shivananda Sen whose name was Shrikant. He was also unable to understand the mystery in this particular pastime. That's why he also became angry, he also became upset and left that place even. He started walking toward Jagannath Puri by himself and came to Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Dev, prior to anybody else. But when Shivananda Sen he came, he folded his hands, prayed to Lord Nityananda Prabhu that, Prabhu, please, today I have come very late. Please accept your place where you have to stay. At that time, he was being kicked by Nityananda Prabhu. So in this particular thing, pastime, we can see he is becoming angry. He is even cursing and beating Shivananda Sen. So how we can reconcile that? Is Akarodha Paramananda, is Akarodha, having no anger at all. Whereas we are saying that he is becoming angry. So how to understand it? So Srila Maharaj was mentioning that unless and until one is having adhikar, qualification, unless and until one is blessed by the devotees, he is not being able to understand and go deep into this mystery and understand that what is this. When Shivananda Sen heard this, that he is cursing my sons and beating me, he was feeling great bliss. He started dancing that, oh, it's not that Nityananda Prabhu is becoming angry. He is becoming very merciful. It's not that he is rejecting us. Instead, he is accepting us. He is saying that my 3 sons can die, even though it externally seems like curse. But it is not a curse, it is a blessing. Indirectly, these words just mere word meaning, one cannot understand that what Nityananda Prabhu is speaking about. But how much deep love is there in those words? Only those who are qualified, they are able to detect the meaning, not others. Like Srila Maharaj was mentioning, can say like a mother, when she sees that her son is doing some naughty activity, at that time she may say that it is better you can you can die. But is these words is supposed to be taken as literal? If one will take the literal meaning, then that means that person does not know anything of realm of love. This language of love is having different kind of meanings. Like Srila Maharaj mentions time to time, that in the realm of love, meaning of yes means no, and the meaning of no means yes. So in the same way, when Nityananda Prabhu, he is beating Shivanand Sen, he is cursing, he is taking the real meaning. What is the real meaning? That he is blessing that my son should live long and they can perform these kind of services. The kind of services I am performing for the devotees, they can take my, there is one word, legacy, क्या बोलते हैं उसको? What's that word? Legacy. And enhance it. So in this way, he has taken this word that is giving us a blessing. And he is beating. It's not that he is beating, but he is touching his lotus feet on my body. By this, he is giving that love. He is investing, he is transferring that love in my heart, which is even rare for Brahma to attain. So because he was having mercy of the devotees, he was serving them. That's why he got this qualification to enter into this mystery. Whereas his wife, she was not serving the devotees or having connection with devotees like the way Shivanand Sen was having. And his nephew, Shrikant, he was also not on that platform where he can understand all these things. Whereas Shivanand Sen, by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, he was able to understand it. That's why in one of the qualities of a devotee is Tat Kripa Avalokanam. In limbs of bhakti, Tat Kripa Avalokanam means one has to come to that platform where he has to see that how Lord is becoming always merciful to him. Tat Kripa Avalokanam. It is not so easy. Even though externally seems things like it is something for inauspiciousness, but in that itself also, how one can see that something is auspicious? Unless and until one is really qualified, attains the mercy of devotees through serving them, he cannot come to this platform. In this regard, Srila Maharaj mentions one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Tattenu kampa susmikshamano. In this verse it has been mentioned that susamikshamano, when one is qualified to make susamiksha, means going very very deep into subject matter and able to see everything minutely, then and only then he can see maybe there are things externally seems like inauspicious, but in reality, in the deep, there is auspiciousness. So he can see who is having mercy of Lord Nityananda, otherwise not. Why? Because Lord Nityananda, he is all auspicious. Srila Maharaj mentions other times that Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu means Bhagavan. He is the embodiment of all auspiciousness. Means from up, from down, here and there, inside, outside, everywhere he is auspicious. His all activities are auspicious. Everything is auspicious. Like sugar candy. If somebody takes from any corner, it is always sweet. So in the same way, Lord Nityananda is all sweet. And who is Nityananda Prabhu? He is the Prakash Vigraha of all auspicious Lord. What is the meaning of Prakash Vigraha? Srila Maharaj mentioned that a personality, Krishna, he himself manifested as Nityananda Prabhu, as his own Prakash Vigraha. What is the meaning of Prakash Vigraha? Means Lord is manifesting himself in such a way that he himself will show that how to worship the Lord. Prakash Vigraha means Nityananda Prabhu is a personality who will show us who Lord is. That's why he is known as Prakash Vigraha. So if he is a embodiment of all auspiciousness, how it is possible that any inauspiciousness can stay there? If he becomes merciful, then what happens? The covering of Maya goes away. Then and only then one can get qualification to enter into Braj. Otherwise, it is not possible. So in this way, unless and until we understand these kirtans, the meaning of these kirtans deeply, we will not be able to understand that how Narottam Das Thakur, whose words are like Shrutis, Vedas, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his Narottam Ashtakam, he is mentioning that each and every word written by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, even though it is in Bengali language, it is in the form of kirtan, but each and every word is like Shruti, means Vedas. Not even a single word is untruth or on something that which can be given up. Even though some contradictions may seem like in the words of Vedas, but everything is Satya, real truth. So in this way, first foundation is Nityananda Prabhu. He gives mercy, and then on the top of it, he gives entrance into Braj as Ananga Manjari. Like Srila Maharaj was mentioning, that unless and until you study first step, second step, third step, it is not possible you can get entrance into university. So in the first stage, Nityananda Prabhu, he becomes merciful, and then when you are in higher stage, he himself manifests as Ananga Manjari and blesses you and gives you entrance into Braj. After that, he started mentioning about Nitai Charan Satya, Tahar Sevak Nitya, Nitai Pad Sada Karo Asha. Nitai Charan Satya. The lotus feet of Nityananda Prabhu is the only thing which is really called eternal. Satya here means, even though Satya, one of the meaning of Satya is truth, but here the meaning of Satya means eternal. And his devotees are also eternal, and his seva is also eternal. In this regard, Srila Maharaj mentioned that it's not that Narottam Das Thakur has just written his own like whims. No. All his words are proved from the Vedas. What is been written in the Vedas? Tad Vishnum Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya. Tad Vishnum Paramam Padam means that Lord, he is Tad Vishnum Paramam Padam. Sada Pashyanti Suraya. Those who are Suraya, here is singular form about Vishnu. His lotus feet as singular. And then Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya. And Suraya is plural. Suraya means his devotees. They are in many numbers. So Sada Pashyanti means they are always seeing his lotus feet. So always seeing means because their lotus feet are eternal, that's why they are seeing all the time. They are seeing all the time means they are serving all the time. So the lotus feet of the Nityananda Prabhu is eternal, his servants are eternal, as well as his service is eternal. And who can see him? Who can serve him? Those who attain Divya Netra. Those who attain transcendental eyes. How one can attain transcendental eyes? Divya Netra. Divya Netra means Sometimes Srila Maharaj mentions it's not that these eyes which we are having now will be taken away through any operation in medical science and then another eyes will be given. No. The vision is not clear at this time. By the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, the vision will become clear and we will be able to see Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. We will be able to see His lotus feet which reside all the time and all merciful. That's why it has been mentioned Agyan Timirandasya. Jnananjan Shalakaya. That by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, by the mercy of Guru, what happens? That Agyan goes away and Gyan manifests. And what is that? Clarity of vision means I am not this body. I am not even subtle body. I am spiritual soul. There is nothing in this world which belongs to me. Everything is temporary. He understands that very clearly. This is called Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge. And this has been given by Guru, Nityananda Prabhu. That is called Diksha. And in this way, one becomes qualified to see the Lord. On this stage where we are now, we know very well what is the diet for our body. There are some more intelligent people, they also understand what is the food for their mind. But there are very few people, those who understand what is the diet of soul. And what is the diet of soul? The diet of soul is Hari Bhakti, and that is Divya Gyan. The diet of body, even animals, birds, beasts, they are also well aware about it, what they want to eat. But about Hari Bhakti, even human beings up to Brahma, it's very difficult that they can understand about it. That's why what we have to do, if we really want to meet with auspiciousness, what we have to do, we have to understand about this Hari Bhakti, the diet of the soul. And wherever it is available, that place has been recognized that one should reside over there. This is what Brahmaji is speaking about. Sthane sthita, shruti gatam, tanuvam manobhi. Sthane sthita means reside at that place. What is that place? That place where you can get chance to get this transcendental knowledge. Then and only then, what will happen? That you will be able to engage your mind, your words, as well as your body. And what has been recommended? It has been recommended that one should always try to earn that thing by which he becomes qualified to buy the diet for the soul. So in this way, Srila Maharaj was mentioning, for most of the people it is difficult to understand what is the diet of the soul. They always engage themselves in external things. At the end he was giving an example that in Guwahati, once one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, whose name is Krishna Keshav Prabhu, he, along with one of the god brother of Maharaj, whose name was Chintaharan Patgiri. So they went to invite some dignitary over there in Guwahati, Chief Minister of Assam, to come for the program. At that time, this Chief Minister, he mentioned that, oh, why you people have surrendered to Bengali Guru, a person from Bengal, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. At this time, this Chinta Haran Patgiri was unable to give the answer, even though he was a principal in the school, in the high school. At that time, he asked Keshav Prabhu that, Prabhu, you can give any answer. At that time, Keshav Prabhu, he started mentioning that, he mentioned his name, this name of Chief Minister, O Batloi, that, so many people from Assam, they used to go to Navadvip to get so many teachings from there, learning. They are going there and learning so many things. Whereas, what you have done, you have gone to Oxford
for reading.
You have gone to Oxford for learning some things. You have made those people as gurus who even don't know sadachar, how to behave properly, how to eat, how to watch. You have made them guru. If I have made guru somebody from Bengal, where our ancestors used to go, what is the harm? So this chief minister was unable to say anything, but he understood that how much what is their conviction. So that's why, even though it was seen that he did not accept the invitation, but when Keshav Prabhu and this devotee he came back to the mutt, they saw that this chief minister was already there with Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj and speaking with him, discussing with him. And then at the end Srila Maharaj mentioned that in the program there was Hari Kirtan first, and then Hari Katha, and then again Kirtan. By seeing this, this chief minister mentioned that, oh, your process is like the process of Mahatma Gandhi. What is the process of Mahatma Gandhi? Whatever he speaks, in the beginning, they do Ram Dhun, means they chant the name of Lord Ram. And at the end also, after speech, he again starts Ram Dhun. Your process also seems almost same like that. But Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj, he mentioned that, no, that's not same. It's vertically opposite. Why? Because Mahatma Gandhi, he always mentioned that I can sacrifice this Ramdhun for my country. Whereas we say that we can sacrifice the whole world for Ramdhun, for Nam Sankirtan. So that's why it is not same. Even though external process may be same, but internally the mood is completely different. So in this way, Mahatma Gandhi Maharaj is saying that he understood something on the physical platform. That's why attachment for his own country. Whereas Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers, they don't give any kind of consideration for those things which are related to the body and mind. They always focus on those things which are really required for the soul, diet of the soul. So that's why he is saying that Srila Madhava Goswami Maharaj mentioned that we can sacrifice the whole world for Nam Sankirtan. Means they are only focusing on the objects of the soul, not of anything else. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.